Welcome back to Dear Girl with Alice, and for this week's yoga pose challenge we will cover easy pose. Yay! Thank you for joining me again today. Easy pose is basically sitting cross-legged. We also call it in yoga seated pose. We'll do a couple of variations here so you can get a full range of modifications in this pose. Whatever you do, sit comfortably on the mat. You can use a block or a pillow. Your hands are resting on your knees and you're slowly inhaling and exhaling. You can bring your hands to your heart center, keep your eyes closed, and relax into this pose. In yoga, we typically begin our practice in this pose. Now let's round our back slowly, tucking in our chin, exhaling. And we're going to arch our back leaning forward. We're trying to lubricate our spine, warm up that spine. And typically we do this in yoga before getting into more advanced poses. And we're going to practice our breath and movement and how it synchronizes. We're also going to go clockwise and counterclockwise in our upper body rotation, just to lubricate the spine further. So let's go clockwise, I believe this is. Okay, arch your back, inhale, round your back, exhale. Go counterclockwise, round your back, arch your back, round your back, exhale, arch your back, inhale. Continue to do this on your own. I'll show you from the side what that looks like. Okay, you could hold on to your knees or place your hands above the knees. Look how I round that back on the upper part of the body. Go gentle here and continue to breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Continue practicing your rotations. Go gently. You may hear some pops and cracks and creaks in your bones and burning in your muscles, and that's where you're holding on to pain and tension. So release all of that. Move your upper body. Wonderful. Come to center. Again, round your back, clasp your hands, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change the clasp of your hands, reach up, look up, arch your back, smile, and change the clasp of your hands, round the back, exhaling. Inhaling as you arch your back, looking up, exhaling, you're tucking in the chin, rounding the back. Looking up, arch your back. Continue to do this on your own, breathing according to each movement. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do some side bends. Extend the arm over your head. Your other hand is flat on the mat. Okay, make sure your elbow is not touching the mat, only the palm of your hand. Feel the stretch on the side of your body. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Place the hand on the mat, reach up. Reach your hand up and over, look up, keep that chest open. Notice that I keep opening my chest, breathing here. Reach side more, reach more, reach more. Come back to center. Place your fingers on the mat. Let's try with blocks this time and see how the stretch feels different. Okay, reach up. I find it when I use a block, I'm able to reach up more and over. Okay, you could also adjust the block where you want it positioned on the mat. and see how the stretch changes. When I move the block further away, I find myself stretching out more. Well, first when I use the block, I can stretch my hands further up. But when I move the block further away from me, I can stretch sideways a little bit deeper. So play around with the blocks and see how you feel, how the stretch changes. Make sure both your seat bones are on the mat. You don't want one side raised because it changes the alignment of the pose and you can get injured. Okay, we're going to do some twists in seated pose. Same thing, we're going to reach our hand up and over. If you go too fast, you might notice that your seat bone lifts. So make sure to keep your seat bones anchored down. When we move to the other side, you can place your hand on the knee or above the knee. The other hand is reaching up to the sky and over. You're looking up, opening that chest. The knee serves as an anchor and a balance because when you're stretching to the side, you might fall over. So it's important to hold on to that leg. Okay, we're going to do a gentle twist here. Your left hand is behind you, your right hand is above the knee. Inhale, and as you exhale, further look over your shoulder and twist your spine. Amazing. Make sure the spine is straight here, okay? I'll show you on the other side again. Right hand is behind you, and the left hand is above the knee. Inhale. Exhale, look over your shoulder and twist deeper. Okay, inhale and exhale. Inhale, come to center. Bring your hands to prayer. We're going to place the prayer behind our back. So I'll show you in a minute how that looks like. This is reverse prayer in seated pose. So let me show you how that looks like. Ideally, you want to have your palms touching and the fingers between your shoulder blades. So to achieve this pose, keep opening the chest, bring the shoulder blades together, and then you'll find it that it's easier to have your palms touching. If this is too much for your shoulders, hold on to opposite elbows and breathe. At any time, you can change the crossing of your legs or your hands, because what we do on one side, we do on the other. The beauty of yoga is that we always practice on both sides. If we raise our right hand, we also raise our left hand. If we cross our hands and legs in any position, we do the other side as well. Now, when I was learning to do anything with my hands behind my back, I always used straps. So we're going to try to clasp our hands together in this pose. If this is too much, we're going to use the strap, and ideally you want to walk your fingers down the strap if it's your right hand, and then your left hand, you're walking your fingers up the strap. So this is what we're trying to do, is clasp our hands. And this helps us open our chest. Okay, and notice that my right elbow is pointed up to the sky, not pointed out. If this is too much, you could just have your hand rest at the neck, and the other hand is against the lower part of your back. Now I'm going to show you how we can try to clasp our hands using the strap. So we're going to the other side. So again, left arm bends, and the fingers ideally want to walk down the strap, and the right arm bends and those fingers are walking up the strap. And that's how I remember this pose, and ultimately you will then bring your hands together. Your left hand against your neck and your right hand against the lower part of your back, okay? with the left hand, the palm is touching lower part of your neck, and then the right hand, your palm is open and facing away from your body. Just relax here, especially if you have shoulder injury. This might be too much, so you just want to keep your hands like that. Now, when we clasp our hands, notice that my back is flat. Only when my back is flat, I can then fold forward and round my back. You don't have to round your back here. You could just keep it flat. I love this modification. Now we can also place the block underneath our forehead and rest our head. You can adjust the height in any way you want. Again, you can use a strap if your hands don't touch. There's a lot of modifications that we could do. Okay, ideally you want to start with a flat back before rounding and before resting the forehead on the block. How does this feel? Breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe in, you come up. I'm going to go ahead and clasp my hands and fold forward. I find it that I can fold deeper if I don't have the block there because I just use my breath, and I inhale, and on the exhale fold deeper. Inhale, again on the exhale, drop my head further. Inhale, come up. Let's try with a block again. This time. Okay, flat back, look up, open up that chest, keep the back flat, fold forward, then tuck in your chin and drop your forehead on the block. You'll notice that as you exhale, you can't fold further because the block is in your way. But if you have injury, especially in the shoulders, it might be easier, or the neck, it might be actually easier to just have your block there. Inhale, come up. All right, let's place the block on the side. Okay, stretch your arms up, look up, fold forward. Now place your hands on the mat and relax. You could also change the crossing of your legs. We've been in the same position for a while. Feel the stretch in your lower, mid, and upper part of your back. Breathe. Okay, reach your arms back up. Yay! Change the crossing of your legs. Reach, 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 reach straight back before you round your back. I like to do that because I can reach further, then drop your head. You're tucking in your chin. All right. Let's reach our arms up one last time. Bring them to our knees. Okay, we're going to change the forward fold because this way, instead of reaching out and dropping my arms, I just walked my hands forward on the mat and then folded forward. So there's different ways that you can get into the variations, these wonderful modifications, especially if you're recovering post-injury or have some body aches. Okay, you're going to do some neck stretches here, moving your head side to side. Your fingers are tented. And remember, when you practice yoga in the morning and the evening, it may feel different. So don't be hard on yourself. And it also feels different after you take a shower because your muscles are relaxed. So I like to take a shower and then practice yoga so I can go deeper into the poses. Let's do a deeper neck stretch. Place the left hand. Let's cross that out. Okay, whichever side I'm on, make sure that the hand is over the ear and gently tucking the head. Don't pull too much because you might strain your neck. Okay, let's do some head rolls here, counterclockwise and clockwise. I call them half moons. We're not fully rotating our head. We first start with dropping our head forward before we bring the head to our side. The reason that we do that is that sometimes our neck pops, kind of feels funny in our neck if we go straight to the full-on head roll. So I like to do half moons or I call them smiley face rolls, before engaging in full-blown head rolls. My neck always pops in these, and it's totally okay. You may hear some pops in your shoulders and your lower back, and don't worry about it. It's yoga. How we basically end these poses is we can stay in seated pose, easy pose, or we can come to hero's pose. Tuck in our chin, lean forward. Namaste.